YouTube as well? Great. Hello, everybody. Happy Fuck It Friday. It is August 29th. We're almost into September. Holy crap. I remember that August has 31 days because of this neat little knuckle trick that somebody taught me way back when. And if you don't know, look it up. It's a handy way of remembering what months have 31 days in them and which ones don't. So this is kind of a special occasion. We're celebrating a little bit of a milestone for this channel. It's a tiny one, I know, but I have to learn how to... I know it sounds stupid. I have to learn how to celebrate these things because I'm really shit at it. I usually just ignore these things because they're not a big deal to me. But in running this channel, realize that it's not just up to me. There are other stakeholders, people that contribute, people that are in chat, whether you're contributing to the conversation or just hanging back, and that's always cool with me. I see Lord Beerus has already commented. Congratulations on 311. You truly are the man. Hail King Nos, the wise and humble. Praise. Gross. I don't like praise. But thank you, sir. Thank you, Lord Beerus. And that is one of the people on my list of people to thank tonight. For sure. Lord Beerus has been a faithful contributor and a member of the audience for, gosh, I think almost since I started. Maybe a little bit after. Because I think we met after I made some appearances on Fox's Casual Consumer Stream. And that's another person you can add to the list. And I think he's been on pretty much every single Mega Man Monday or just Retro Monday stream. And oh, why does chat look weird? Oh, hang on. We got a snag. What's this? Why is that so bizarre looking? Stand by. I'm here. I'm going to read that message, though, because it's kind of wonky. All hail Canadian King Nosig. I'm not a king. Canada does not have a king. Well, technically we do, but we don't like him. Well, it's not true. I can't speak for everybody. I don't really give a crap about King Chuck. I don't care if that makes me a bad Canadian. Why is that all like that? That is not cool. That's a little better. Stand by while I fix and unfuck this situation. Maybe the font is just too big. Maybe I just need a... Nope, that's still off. I must have screwed up the cropping. Ugh. I hate it when things don't go right. Thought I had it nailed. Thought I had it right. But apparently not. Almost right. So bring this up maybe. I started following you when I knew that you were streaming, and I started exactly when you were doing X and you were on Boomer Coanger. Holy shit. So way back at the beginning. Way back at Mega Man X1. Damn. That was a fun trip. You're king to us, though. Well, I don't think Loki's going to agree with you on that one. Met you through Fox when he had you and Scotty on the panel. Oh, man, those were always good times. I mean, that was the great thing about doing those streams. It's because you couldn't predict who was going to be available, and it was always a mixed bag, right? But it was never bad. It was always good. It was just unpredictable. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out why it's only... Yeah, okay, I think I see the issue. It's cropped, and it's under... Now it's not underneath, but now it's still weird. So that should do almost. This is why I always start a little bit early. Okay, well, it's fixed on that side. So why is it still... Oh, man, what the hell did I do to this thing? Well, now you guys get to see how the sausage is made. Very poorly. Alright, that isn't going to do. So let's... No, it's not in a... I don't remember how the hell to fix this. Remember the first stream, you were like, wow, Lord Beerus is here to watch me, and I watched your skills, and I knew you were worthy of my Padawan Retro apprenticeship. Truly, I've exceeded your expectations. Oh. Well, thanks, man. At first, I'm like, oh, no, is this guy going to spoil things for me? But no, you never did, and I greatly appreciate that. I know some people have without, you know, meaning to, and yeah, I get it. I get that there's the impulse there to be helpful. Believe me, I get it. Almost fixed. Well, let's go over a little bit of the neon. That's fine. That's good enough. I'm all right with that, as long as chat's visible. There we go. Sorry about that. So, as part of this very special stream... oh wait, no, it's still not. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull this up. We're going to pull that down. No, not like that. Down. And that's a little better, but not quite. There we go. Doesn't help that I get a little bit in my head, especially when I'm doing this shit when I'm live. I prefer to go through all of these issues offline. There we go. And then that ought to do it. It's good enough. Okay, now we're just going to lock you because I don't want to fuck that up anymore. Perfect. Perfect-ish. I played along with the Canadian treaty. Want to help, but I also want to not spoil it for you. And you have been very good about that, and I really appreciate it. Because I know that there's, yeah, like I said, I know there's the temptation to want to help, and especially when you see somebody struggling with something, or you see somebody has just walked back an area, like walked past an area where you know something is, and you have to just hold your tongue. It's frustrating. It's difficult. I mean, oh, wait, what? Oh, are you kidding? Is there no audio coming from Car Mechanic Sim? Why? Fuck everything today, man. Nothing wants to work. That's fine. We don't really need the audio for that. To answer your question, what do I want to see? Everything that you do now and keep it coming. Okay. Stick with the same thing that you do now, and I want to watch your channel keep growing. Well, you and I both. I know lately I've been saying that time has been hard to come by to get things working the way that I want, and I have big ambitions, but I don't have the time or the skill yet to match them. And that's the frustrating part, is I have the ideas, and I have a rough idea of how to get there. I just lack other resources. Maybe I need to hire an editor. I don't know how much an editor costs for stuff like that. I know they can be kind of cheap, but I don't want to hire somebody that's, I don't know how to put this. I don't want to pay somebody bare bones, bare minimum. I don't know. Honestly, I just want to see you become your full potential. You have the skill, it's sleeping inside you like a power. No, it's in all of these little capsules hidden all over the city. And I have to go find them. Maybe then I will realize my true potential. No, I I had a glimpse of it here and there of what I wanted to do. There was one stream that I did during one of the 6-1 Indie showcases where it was supposed to be Gigi, Scotty, and I watching the showcase, commenting on the trailers and whatnot. Gigi couldn't show up for whatever reason, so it was just me and Scotty. And the audio was off. That was my fault. His audio was way too hot. And I didn't correct that issue. And I didn't really know what I was doing, and everything was just kind of scraped together, just like it is for my regular streams, really. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to just shoot the shit and talk with somebody about what we're seeing and comment on it. I loved doing that, and I meant to go back to that. But life gets in the way, and I was a little bit shell-shocked from the first attempt. I always have higher expectations of myself than I think anybody else will. So even though you might watch something that I do and think, well, that was all right, it was pretty good. And meanwhile, I'm picking apart every little thing that I said or did or whatnot. I was saying to Loki the other day, speak of the devil, he's here. He has no shame and embarrassment, and I'm the complete flip opposite of that. I overthink things. I want things to be just right and just perfect. I hate it, but in the end, it actually produces a good product if I can ever get past myself long enough to do the thing. I want to see more cool games and less boring games. Okay, what's a cool game and what's a boring game to you? Do you want to see me play Dark Souls? Actually, for somebody who's been playing the game for 10 years and has all the maps memorized, it may not be a bad idea to have you in the corner. Nobody puts Loki in a corner. Gigi's a good editor. See what she does in her videos. She seems like she barely has that much time too, but I'll talk to her about it. Maybe she's got some tips or whatnot I can get out of her. You'll get there. Every day is a learning opportunity. Yeah, that's true. You're still new at this, but you will get there. It's good you have expectations. It's a great motivational tool. Yes, as long as those expectations are realistic. That's another thing I need to work on. But if you hate it, use it to motivate yourself. I enjoy what I'm doing. I do like it. It's funny, this stream was the first time I was nervous starting a stream in a while, just because the idea behind this one is a little bit different. So, this being a Q&A stream, if you guys have any specific questions for me that aren't, too personal, then I will be happy to answer them as best I can. And also, if you've got a drink, like I do, I've got a little ice bucket here, so I don't have to go back downstairs to get it. I've got, what do we got here? This is Flying Monkeys, that's the brewery. Alien Mastermind. It's an extra strong beer. This is from where? Where are you from? Where do you hail from, beer? You hail from Barrie, Ontario. Cool. But don't really care. But let's open this up and get started. Now, what kind of beer is this, anyway? Oh, it's got some flavor text. It's everywhere, glowing with quiet foreboding, mango plasmic tendrils of the alien mastermind pulse across the cosmos with a stealthy 10.3% alcohol by volume intensity. Solar winds of lemony haze from the remote system of terpene swirl in a dank... Wow, that's a lot of words to describe a beer. Okay, let's just fucking drink it. I think if you pay Gigi in Barks root beer, she might be able to accommodate you in between her Swifty garbage. Well, I can pay her in regular beer. It's probably better than what you Americans drink. That tastes like... I don't taste mango. Well, a little bit. Mostly grapefruit. And I'm okay with that. Cool games are things that have interesting premises Art mechanics. Boring games are simulators. What do you mean? Simulators aren't boring. I mean, that's just like your opinion, man. But, oh, what's this? This looks like it could be fun. A Jaguar F-Type. Perfect for Fuck It Friday. Sure, let's buy this. And we can fix that up. Wait. All right, cool. What else we got? I think if you pay GG. Okay, I already read that one. Never insult her root beer. She's very passionate about it. Barks is okay, but Hires is the best. Hires an A&W. Sorry. Nice Canadian. I'm sorry. I will. Oh, hello. What are you? You look like an old muscle car. A Plymouth Roadrunner. Sure. Why not? Amassing these cars like Thanos. And I was about to say the rings. It's not rings. It's his the Infinity Gems, Infinity Stones. Remember Thanos? He was cool. Have some Arizona green tea at the moment, so I'll toast you. Well, cheers, pal. I don't have an Arizona tea, but I have an alien mastermind. Cheers. She'll bite my ankles if I insult her root beer. Well, she has to find me first. So what are you fellas playing right now? Just because it's a Q&A doesn't mean I won't ask questions back at you. Like perhaps, well, I just did ask you what games you're playing. MGS Delta, didn't that just come out? The Cult of Carney. Hello, how's it going, man? Welcome to F It Friday. This is a Chevy Cavalier. I learned how to drive on one of these pieces of shit. It wasn't this color though, it was like this light, I don't know, taupe. But yeah, that thing sucked. Underpowered piece of crap. You like all games, types, and mediums. Very good. Means that you have so much to choose from, and that's a great problem to have. Sometimes too much choice is bad, but I will play almost anything. Almost. Horror is not really my specialty. But I was looking at a couple of trailers because I am going to jump over and we're going to have a look at some trailers of some stuff that I saw upcoming that looks pretty cool. It's one survival horror that is, I think it's pretty much based off of Resident Evil 1. What is this, a G-Wagon? Oh, this is a Land Rover. I don't like this. This is ugly. We're not going to get that. Just random retro games you're clipping for YouTube? Oh yeah, you're always busy with that stuff. Recently been playing World of Tanks. That's the free-to-play game, right? There's another one that's in the same vein. It's with planes, though. Isn't it War Thunder? I think that's what it's called. I had a friend of mine that I used to work with who would just speak so highly of that game. Oh, this is just a regular repair job. Oh, okay. Otherwise, I've been playing some mobile 2D pixel sprites RPG sim games. That's... You're playing something that's not retro? Interesting. Resident Evil 1, the Spencer Mansion Memories. And that's where I learned I don't like horror games. Oh, it is War Thunder. Okay. And World of Warplanes, too. I didn't really have an interest in playing those because they weren't... I'm more a fan of single-player games just because I don't want to play against anybody who's who plays like 23 hours a day and will just smoke my ass because that's not fun for me. I see the appeal, but I don't know. Okay, this is a problem that there's no audio coming through for this. Why? This is an issue that I'm having with Meld, is that sometimes I'll get a game going and I'll try to get audio coming out of it, and I'll have to restart the entire app. And one time I had to restart my computer just for sound to come through Meld Studio. And that's not great, especially if I'm in the middle of the stream before I realize that there's an issue. Ah, well, not a huge deal. Yes, well, I want to play something different to unwind. They're fun. One's a pirate ship sim with RPG elements, and the other is a kingdom building sim game with RPG elements. The last retro games that I played were, I don't know, for some reason I was really into like Kairosoft games. They're sim games. It's like game dev sim and the whole lot. There was like they had a car racing one. I don't know. I thought they were fun. They were cute, and they were pretty simple. Good waste of time, especially if you have to wait for something. Get that hard enjoying a game with sweat lords beating your. Yeah, I'll say. Not how I would have put it, but yeah, your way kind of cuts to the quick a lot faster. You just called it Kairosoft as the company that makes the two games I'm talking about. Yeah, they're oddly compelling. I haven't played it in a while, because once you play one all the way through, they're really kind of similar. Filter needs to be replaced. Fuel filter and oil filter. Oil filter is here, but I can't do that while the car is up like that. There was a one game that I played that I don't think anybody else in the world knows about. And it was a brewery management game called Fizz. Just F-I-Z, or F-I-Z for you Americans. And I don't know what it was. It was just, it actually had a neat little story. In a fucking like mobile game? Really? Is this the most recent Garage Sim? Yes, 2021. I don't think there's a newer one than that yet. Is there? Kingdom Adventures and High Sea Saga. I haven't heard of those. Are those relatively new ones? This is good beer. I really dig this. These guys always make goods. I'm drinking beer. Does that count, buddy? I guess it doesn't. All right. Bunny's always making sure that I'm taken care of, so let's have some water. Some of those mobile games will surprise me. I'm always open to being pleasantly surprised. My expectations for mobile games are that they're riddled with microtransactions and just trying to extract as much money out of you as they can. Yeah, that's sort of the idea that I have in my head for those types of games. I realize I could be wrong. Transmission not responsive, and general gearbox control and repair. So that we need to hoist up a little bit more. No, it does not count. It's mostly water. Come on, you need water in order to make beer. You need water in order to grow the hops and the other ingredients. The malted barley, the wheat malt, the flaked oats. There's actually mango puree in here. Huh. Cool. And I mean, look, I'm looking at the ingredients on this. The first ingredient is water. Come on. I should drink some carrot juice for her. I like carrot juice. I don't have a juicer, so I'd have to do it manually, and that's just bloody time consuming. Carrots are one of my favorite vegetables, though. I only do free to play, and I'll deal with ads, but they ain't getting nada from me. Oh, Carney, I missed your earlier message. I have 2019, I think. Don't know what most recent one is. Actually, let me just look quickly. I'm pretty sure 2021. Yeah, because they're still releasing DLCs for it. I'm a few behind, I think, but yeah, this is the most recent one. Okay. Cool. Where was I? Don't you sass me, young man. Oh, fine. Fine, I won't. You're right. I did have water. Like a good boy. Oh, well, there's our brake problem. And this is why our gearbox is shitty. The whole thing's rusted. Now that you're here, Bunny, I can fix up this other green car over here. Because that was the one that you liked. Oh, is this rusted? Ah, it is rusted. Okay. I do have to keep my good luck bunny happy. But she's more than just luck. She actually recommends a lot of fun games to me as well. Slain was one of them. And actually the trailer for Slain 2, there's a teaser trailer that just got released. We're gonna check that one out a little bit. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, the top of every hour, because we're here until, well, I'm planning on being here until 10 o'clock. At the top of every hour, we'll check out a few trailers. And if you guys have any that you think I might like, or you think other people in chat might like, shoot them my way, and I'll pull them up on Steam as well. Yeah, yeah, I have to play Slain on stream. But I liked what I'm seeing from Slain 2 so far, because it feels like they're going back to the roots of like Valfaris, that kind of gameplay, which I loved. I liked a lot more than Valfaris 2. I still liked it. I still like Mechatherion, but I just didn't expect that it was going to be a different genre entirely. Check out No Time. Whoa. Hang on a second. No Time. Oop, click the wrong thing. Click No Time to Relax. Which, that sounds just like my life. Well, this came out 2019. Yeah, sure, we could check this out. Oh, it's in early access for 6 years? All right, well, we'll check it out. It's a Back to the Future inspired game. No Time to Die, the second worst Bond movie of all time. I couldn't tell you. I stopped watching after... Oh, what was the one? I think Quantum of Solace was the one where I dipped out. I'm like, I'm kind of done with this for now. Liked Casino Royale, but after that, I don't know. Have they decided on a new Bond yet, or is that still up in the air? Because I know there were some issues with like securing the rights from Barbara Broccoli or whatnot. I have no idea if they've chosen a Bond. I'm so far out of it. I just don't care. I'm actually like wanting to watch classic Bond movies. Not yet? Okay. So Cult of Carney says it's nearing 1.0. That's good. I don't ever want to. I'm always wary about getting invested in games that are in early access because you never know. You never know if it's just going to drop off the map and it's never going to be released. Or in some case, I can't remember which game it was, but the developer was working on something and then had to report to jail. I can't remember which one that was. It happened earlier this year. It was an indie game developer that was working on a game but had to stop while it was in early access because they were going to jail. I mean, if you're going to have a reason not to work on a game, I guess that one's as good as any. No clue about Bond. Here's some problems, yeah. It's... Hollywood can't really seem to, in my opinion, can't seem to get male characters right. It's like they want male characters to be what male movie fans don't want. So it's weird. I mean, I don't know. I like pretty much all of the Bonds. I even like Daniel Craig to an extent. I liked what he brought in more of a gritty and action-oriented, less goofy, more serious Bond. But then I remember people used to shit on Timothy Dalton for that. But I like Timothy Dalton as Bond. I mean, obviously age is an issue, but if you could bring back... If he was young enough to play Bond, he'd be perfect for it now. Oh, actually, here's a good question for you guys. Who's the best Bond? I'm curious to see what you guys come up with. What to see if there is a consensus even. Skittish about indie games too. My buddy got it for me for my birthday. You skittish about indie games? Oh man, there's nothing to be worried about. A lot of them are great. I mean, I play a lot of them. So maybe I'm a little bit biased. But no, indie games can be great. I mean, there's risk. There's risk with pretty much any kind of game, really. But at least with an indie game, you're not going to be spending $80 for something that isn't finished. Or $80 and an invitation to spend even more money on DLCs and microtransactions and shit like that. Indie games generally cost, at most, like $40. We got some answers trickling in from Bond here. Personally, my favorite is Gold Bond medicated powder. Uh-huh. Well said. Well done, sir. Who else has answered? Loki says Brosnan. I can't disagree with you. I like Brosnan. Yeah, GoldenEye is just one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite Bond movies. Shit. It's hard to disagree with you on that one. But like I said, I like them all because I look at them as these are all Bonds of the generation, of their own generation. Like Sean Connery was a lot rougher in some ways. You couldn't do Sean Connery now. You couldn't have him being Bond now just because some people would get very, very offended. Claims of misogyny and all that fun stuff. Not saying misogyny is fun, but you know what I mean. Then again, that's just kind of... It's part of his character. It's hard to really separate that and still call him the same Bond. Calta Carney says, Sean Connery is my Bond. Maybe Brosnan. Nobody likes Roger Moore? Oh, Bunny says Connery, Moore, Dalton, and Lazenby. Really? I don't think I've actually. I think I've seen. That might have been one of the first Bond movies that I saw. And I was too young to really understand what the hell was going on because I was watching it with my dad. I don't know. Maybe I should watch that one again. I don't know how well it holds up. Gold Bond is a good choice. Yeah, especially if you need it. If you're the target market for Gold Bond. Grew up watching them. Love the old Bond movies. Yeah, I know. I mean, the bad guys were the bad guys. Good guys were the good guys. Occasionally you knew that there was going to be some weird, like there's mainly the two girls in each movie, right? There's the good girl who needs to be saved, who needs to be rescued, and then there's the bad girl who belongs to the henchman. But I mean, it was a formula that was predictable but still enjoyable. And it's like playing an old game that you like. You know how it's going to go. It's kind of like, pardon me, putting on a comfortable sweater. Really hope Jason Statham would have been cast as a Bond. Jason Statham. How would that have gone? A Cockney Bond? That'd be a little weird. I know a lot of people were talking about having Henry Cavill. I think that is what I need to replace. But he's probably too old for it now. You're saying no thank you to the Cockney Bond? I'm not going to lie. I would like to hear it. I think that'd be hilarious. Really don't care what they do with the character or a series at this point. Just don't make him a girl boss. Please, for the love of all that is holy. I will drink to that. Don't make him weak. Give him agency. Don't have him being led around constantly by somebody else. Yeah. Have him be... like, you have to have Bond being the type of character that men want to be. To an extent. I mean, not everybody wants to be, like... not everybody wants to be a womanizer. But, you know, you have a situation you need to deal with, and you deal with it. Wait, oh, did I put the wrong one? Oh, shit. I put the wrong one on. And don't make the stakes always so fucking huge either. I mean, I remember, which one was it that I was... After GoldenEye was what? Was Tomorrow Never Dies? And then... Was it Die Another Day? The one that had Halle Berry in it, which was... That one was just crap. Tomorrow Never Dies was okay, I think. I only saw it a couple times. It's funny, I played the GoldenEye game for N64 before I even saw the movie. Oh, the world is not enough. Thank you. All I remember was there was another good one well, what I thought anyway was another good one after GoldenEye, and a shit one. And we got everything. Is this GT40 good to go? Rear clamshell of the car is missing. Well, you don't need that to drive, technically. I mean, might screw with the aerodynamics. And a customer might wonder, why is the back body part of my car missing? You've rewatched them all this year. Sure thing, Carney. I guess that's what you have to do when the current slate of movies is, well, dog shit. So you were saying that you want to watch Star Wars movies with me so that you can point out all the different ways that it's better than Star Trek. Now, I have a question for you. What is our scope here? Are we talking the original 6, Star Trek movies versus the prequels and the original trilogy of Star Wars? I think that's reasonable. Prequels have some clunkers. Original series movies have some clunkers. But there's some gems in there. And even number of movies, 6 and 6. Okay, that's reasonable. Now, because I was wondering, like, is he talking current Star Wars versus current Star Trek? In which case, I really don't know which one is worse. This legit reminds me of Counting Cars on A&E. I've never watched that show. Def need a Nos versus Loki debate. We've been trying to set that up for a while, and the problem is me. The problem is I'm not backing out. I'm just, every time I think, oh, I've got some time to do it, suddenly I don't. Suddenly something else has come up. And I feel bad because there's a podcast that I was supposed to be a guest on that I had to back out because my situation suddenly changed and I found myself with a lot less time. And also, Loki and I have been talking about having a discussion, an informal discussion about Star Wars, Star Trek, The Witcher, Fallout New Vegas, stuff like that. Oh, hang on, I lost my chat. Where'd it go? There it is. In the public eye, Star Wars still has a tiny bit of cash. You mean cachet? Star Trek is seen by nearly nobody. Yeah. Some people are praising it. Some people say, oh, it's so great. And I'm wondering if they're just paid to do so. I don't know. I don't know who it's made for. I just know it's not me. I saw a still that was taken from one of the most recent episodes where everybody's a Vulcan. I thought, oh, so they can turn all of the characters into a race of people that they don't know how to fucking write. Because since Star Trek Enterprise, anytime there's been a Vulcan on screen, it's been an overly emotional mess, which is not how you write Vulcans. That's how you write fucking Klingons, maybe. Whenever it happens, it'll basically be that segment from Fox's show a while back where Kay and I argue for 10 plus minutes. It wasn't an argument. It was a spirited discussion. It'll be something. I don't want to hype it up as being the next best thing in the world, but I think it'll be fun. I don't know if the audience will think so, but I think I will. That's really all I care about. I only care about if I have fun. Fuck everybody else. No, that's not me. Oh, of course. I'll enjoy it as much as you all enjoy me and GG fight. Oh my god, the notifications on Twitter. Did I go viral? No. It's just GG and Beerus going at it again. It's mom and dad arguing. Poor wife is like, why do you keep looking at your phone? Why is your phone going off so often? Like, oh, it's just this. GG and Beerus are arguing again. Over what? As far as I can tell, root beer and Taylor Swift. Then she gives me this confused look, and then I just shake my head at her. My defense, she starts it. Well, as far as I can tell, nobody finishes it. You guys go on forever. All right. Well, what do you say? You know, it's just after 8 o'clock. What do you say? We check out some trailers. Sound good? Let's kill the music. And hopefully this works. Switch over to here. Everybody still with me? Let's look at my big ass wish list. And there were a couple of games. So you guys let me know if there's any issues. You should be able to hear everything. Sure, that's not my actual birthday, but all right. Oh, that is working. Okay. So, this caught my attention a little while ago. And wait, why did I wishlist this? This game already came out. Oh, shit, it did. No, wait. This isn't the one I'm talking about. This is the one that Bunny recommended to me. Beholder. I put it on my wish list because it seemed like a game that I'd really dig. And I will get to it. Crosswind. This was the one I meant. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. Where did my chat go? There it is. All right, here we go. So this is Crosswind. It's a survival adventure in the age of piracy. Explore procedural open world, gather, build, and craft. Overcome challenging bosses in Souls Light? What is Souls Light? I've seen Souls Like. I'm not sure what Souls Light means. Anyway, Souls Light combat. Sail your ship, fight on land and sea. Play solo or with friends. It's an open world survival craft game developed by Crosswind Crew with no current release date. It's like Souls-like, but easier. No, really. Oh, so it's like roguelike to roguelite. Sure. Okay, why not? We'll go with it. All right. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. It's the best shanty from Black Flag. So you basically build your own Pirate's Cove. Oh, and of course, there's farming. And fishing. I wonder if there's whaling, too. Looks all right, actually. Loki says he'd play this if it ever came to console. I'm going to have a look. Actually, I was curious while watching this if there is any plans for it. Let's see. While I'm doing that, I had the idea to have some light background jazz music to play while I'm looking up details. Because there's nothing worse than just dead audio. So this is... Oh, this is just coming for PC? No console release? Really? Well, I mean, it's great for me. So I'm planning on playing it on PC anyway. Crosswind's new action-packed trailer gives an early peek at what Crosswind crew is working on, and some of what players can anticipate in early access and beyond. So this is going to be going into early access in 2026. That makes sense. It says it right there. Discover the Ashlands, a dangerous new biome taken over by undead and covered in volcanic ash. Really? Other additions players can look forward to include Tortuga, an outpost under siege by undead enemies, as well as ship customization, crew battling alongside you on the top deck, and crew recruitment. Crosswind will launch into Steam Early Access in 2026 as a paid product focused on PvE, either solo or with friends, and creating a highly polished player experience. Although originally announced as a free-to-play survival MMO, this transition to a more traditional multiplayer survival game comes with a survey of closed alpha players' preferences and behaviors. The team is excited for the future of Crosswind and aim to implement and enrich new content, features, and gameplay, both based on continuing player feedback. Blah, blah, blah. So no console release. That's poopy. Wise men say, 'tis better to be crosswind than down. And yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, unless you're near a bakery. I used to work someplace where, depending on which way the wind was blowing, you either smelled a lot of manure, or you smelled fresh baked cookies. What an extreme, right? One or the other. Came in smelling cookies, it was going to be a good day. So that's Crosswind, and that's on my wish list. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm just wondering, because it really reminds me a lot of Black Flag, and I'm going to be constantly comparing it in my mind while I'm playing it. So I hope it lives up to it. What else? We've got Oriontis, or I don't know. Sometimes I wish these games would ship with or the Steam page would have a pronunciation key. I always struggle to say these right. So either what you put in or what you put out. Yes, I have a body built by cookies. No, it was weird because it was either one or the other, because they were in opposite directions. Yeah. Fun times. I had that job a long time ago. Oh man. Sponsored by Toll House and Keebler. Well, wait, I don't think we get Keebler up here. That's an American thing. We have what the hell do we have? Nabisco? Shit like that. Whatever. Well, let's look at another one. Let's look at this one. This is Oriontis, however you want to say it. The Lost Kingdom. A city builder where every choice shapes the destiny of the kingdom. Build and design over 100 unique structures. Drive a vibrant trade network that spans the skies. Skies? What? Oh, these are flying ships. Oh, okay. Defend your routes from pirates and withstand natural disasters such as meteor showers. This is developed by Beacon 55, who have... This is their only game that's going to be on Steam. No release date. Single player. Of course, it's a city builder. And for that reason, that's why I picked it, because it's a city builder. So let's check it out. I love city builders. I just wonder if anything is ever going to scratch the same itch as Tropico for me. Wait, what? Hold a second. What? I'm just weirded out by the fact that it looks like there's a reflection of the buildings underneath, but that's not water. So I'm confused. I'll show you what I mean. Like right here. What is this? I'm confused as hell looking at this. Because this is, I mean, this is upright. This is the regular building. And there's what looks like a foundation. And then there's a building that's made out of brick underneath. That can't be a reflection. So you have a... What the fuck? How does that work? I don't know. I'll have to hope that there's a demo so I can see for myself. That's just weird. Because you see what looks like a reflection, even though it's not one-to-one, I'm thinking this is water. So when I saw that there were ships in this, when we're talking about patrolling your routes in the skies, I thought, that's weird. Isn't this on water? I don't know. Okay. Either way, it's a city builder, so I'm automatically invested. What else we got? We've got... Oh, yeah, watertight. This is a psychological horror game. Not really my speed, but I thought it looked interesting enough that we should check it out. Maybe a parallel world? It's a city builder, so I've automatically checked out. Yeah, well, you know what? It's just... It's fine. I don't care. I like city builders. It's a different kind of challenge to me. I mean, I generally like management sims if they're done well and if they're balanced. If it's challenging without being something that you can cheese, right? But let's check out Watertight. Now, the first thing that I see here, well, this game is free to play also, and one of the user-defined tags is short, which is fine. You get what you pay for. You're not paying anything to play this other than your time. Well, let's check this one out. A short first-person horror game. An accident cripples your submarine while trying to find the wreck of the Titanic. Isn't it known where the Titanic is? Or maybe this is a period piece game. Oh, no. Hang on. Here it is. Watertight is a short psychological horror experience set aboard a 1950s deep-sea submarine. You're trapped in a falling submarine with systems on the brink of collapse. Complete a series of critical repair tasks to restore power, life support, and navigation, and hope you survive long enough to realize you're not alone in the darkness. Maybe look up Iron Lung? Okay. Yeah, we'll do. We'll look it up after this one. But let's check out this trailer. Play this on... I have a game, actually, that I need to play on Wednesday. And we're going to... Oh, did I wishlist that one? Hold on a second. Because I was speaking with somebody on the Twitter, and they were, because I was soliciting, I was asking people, hey, I'm going to be showing off some indie game trailers on Friday. Give me your trailers. Let me know what you've got coming out, and I'll show them off. I got no responses except for one. It made me a little sad. Where is it? Where is it? Now, is that on my wish list? No, it's not. Well, we'll have to fix that problem. Anyway, let's check out Watertight, and then we'll check out Iron Lung. And stop the jazz music for a moment. April 5th, 1952. A deep-sea dive takes a deadly turn. I like that you actually have to use Morse code. Something big outside. What originally attracted me to this trailer was that little bit of management in it, where you have to actually do what you can to keep your ship alive. And then I saw the giant squid arm, and I thought, oh, this is a horror game. My interest in it waned a little bit, but I probably will be checking this out. Because I do think that there's a place for short games, and this one just came out 4 days ago. Only has 39 reviews, 94% positive. That's pretty good. Well, the price is certainly right. Love the 1960s Playboy Club Jazz. Yes, that's exactly what I typed in to get this playlist was, I want Playboy Jazz. And this came up. Something really big outside. That's what she said when the Jolly Green Giant was outside her house. Ho, ho, ho. Green Giant. Iron Lung. I generally trust Bunny's recommendations because they're really good. A short horror game where you pilot a tiny submarine through an ocean of blood on an alien moon. Holy shit. These claustrophobic horror games are hell. She recommended Carrion, and I had a huge blast with that one. And Slain and Valfaris I enjoyed too. Well, yeah, let's check this out. Again, psych horror is not usually my thing, but I'm open to new things. What am I looking at?
In roughly 40 seconds. Stand by. I'm seeing some voltage irregularities in the instruments, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that. We're starting to lose radio signal. You'll be at cruise depth soon, so refreshing and be careful. You're on your own. Good.
Interesting. I actually really like the voice acting in that because it sounds boring and mundane, which is exactly how people sound when they're just talking over a radio. They don't have this huge amount of expression and emotion in their voice. They're just like, yeah, so you might see some flames and sparks and yada da 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 da. I love that. It's realistic. You thought of a horror game I might enjoy, though. Really? What is it? I'm nervous now. Because I'm wondering why you think I might enjoy it. Watertight. How many more do we have? We got a few. Let's check out one more. This one I thought was interesting. Loki's gonna probably not care for it because it's a 2D platformer. Oh. You should play more horror games for the audience's amusement. Well, actually, I was speaking with Bunny about this a few weeks ago about doing something for Halloween. And I can't remember. I think I tasked her with finding a game or recommending a game that I would like. Or not like, but a good one for me to play. Well, it's called I'm on Observation Duty. There are 7 of them. but 5, 6, and 7 are the ones I think are best. Welcome back, Carney. Returned, also reinvigorated. Excellent. So, observation duty. 7 of them? How even... not a horror game fan, so... maybe that's why I've never heard of them. He said duty. Oh. This style of game. These are the types of games where you have to look for anomalies, right? Yeah. What the fuck? The best spot the difference horror game. Five Nights at Freddy's clone. I've heard of that so many times that I've never actually seen one of those games. But overwhelmingly positive. So how is this type of, like, how is this classified? What type of game would this be considered? Hidden object? Okay. Sokoban. I don't know what that is. Let me look that up. Sokoban is a series of puzzle video games in which the player pushes boxes around in a warehouse trying to get them to storage locations. That does not sound fun. Oh. I played one of these earlier this year. I played an indie game like this. It was, a cleanup game where you basically had to... It's a type of puzzle game where you had to clean up a scene. Oh, what the hell was it called? Shit. More fun, less annoying, says Bunny. Okay. This shit reminds me of a Sega Saturn game I played called Double Switch. Did you have a Sega Saturn? I didn't know many people that did. The guy was jorking it. It sure looked like it. It sure looked like that was exactly what was going on. Deborah Harry was cast in it. That is not a name I think I know. Deborah Harry. Where would I know her from? Wait a minute. Oh, she was a Playboy bunny, according to IMDb. Professional singing career started in 1968 with a folk band called The Wind in the Willows. Oh, she was in Blondie. Oh, okay. That explains some of her credits. Really? That's kind of cool. There's a game that I did not know, yeah. There's a game that a friend of mine recommended to me a while ago that actually had some star power on it. Star power in it. And I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called 12 Minutes. But it was a top-down sort of horror puzzle game. You guys have probably heard of it. I never did until she mentioned it. But it's got some star power behind it. I want to say like Ewan McGregor is in it. Or maybe I'm wrong. Oh, James McAvoy. Sorry. James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, Willem Dafoe. And other people are also in it. But those three most notably. I don't know who the other ones are. Yeah. I can't remember what the premise is, but I told her I would play it, and that was several years ago. Maybe I'll get around to it at some point. Another good horror game is Darkwood. Well, I'm going to wishlist this so I don't forget it for Halloween time. And what's it? Darkwood. Hang on. Why do I feel like this takes place in Eastern Europe? I don't know why. I just immediately got that impression. Interesting. This is like a Hotline Miami, but a horror mode. My holes! Oh, this is gross and unsettling. What the hell? That's a lot of screen shake. Interesting. I love looking at trailers for horror games, but when it actually... Oh, wait, I was right. Celebrating 10 years at Polish Games at PAX. So this must take... I don't know what it is. It's just something about the art style. Just says Eastern Europe. Don't know. I'm trying to go easy on you, she says. I don't believe you. Defoe scares pretty much everybody. Holes are fun and funny. Where's Beerus? How come he wasn't all over that one? Another game you might like, as I do not know your tastes. Kenshi squad-based sandbox RPG kind of thing. I'm always looking for new games to play. What is this? Free-roaming squad-based RPG focusing on open-ended sandbox gameplay features rather than a linear story. Okay. Be a traitor, a thief, a rebel, a warlord, an adventurer, a farmer, a slave, or just food for the cannibals. That doesn't sound appealing. Train your men up from puny victims to master warriors. Overwhelmingly positive. That's impressive. Well, let's have a look. Damn. The first thing you show is you dying. Oh, it looks like Oblivion characters. Stealth mechanics? Huh. I really don't know what to think. I'd actually have to watch some gameplay of this just to get a better idea, because it just seems like there's a lot of game, too much game to show in the trailer to really give you a good sense of everything. But yeah, I'd watch some gameplay of this first. Well, can always add stuff to your wish list for free. Never hurts. I was supposed to be showing trailers to you guys, and you guys are just giving me all these suggestions. I'm not complaining. It just wasn't what the plan was. Like the music? Yeah, the music was pretty good. Conan Exiles, but uglier. Well, that would help if I knew what Conan Exiles was. I do not. But Conan Exiles is $16 more.
You found me among the ashes.
An online multiplayer survival game, now with sorcery, set in the lands of Conan the Barbarian. Speaking of, did you guys see that? Red Sonja movie? I heard it was great. Or get good, scrub. Yeah, I know. Where have I been? I've been under a rock for most of... Okay, so as far as gaming goes, I've always been sort of a solo gamer. I haven't really played a lot of... I haven't played many MMOs. I think I played one. I played World of Warcraft with some people that we were supposed to be in a guild with, but they kind of sucked, and that never happened. So I ended up... I've always been just a solo gamer because it was always something that I thought, you don't talk about games with other people, because every single time I tried to, I was always playing a different game than other people, or, you get called a nerd, you get called a loser, you get called a geek. You just kind of keep that stuff to yourself. This whole idea of talking about games with other people, believe it or not, is relatively new to me. It's just never really been a world that I've saw myself as a part of. Gaming was always a very personal thing to me. So there's a lot of games I've never even heard of, or a lot of huge gaps in my gaming history. I've played a lot of games. I've played a lot of sorry, let me restart this sentence. This beer is kicking my butt. I've played a lot of games, and I've played the hell out of a lot of the games that I've had, because I didn't really have a lot to choose from. So what I had, I really learned to enjoy and appreciate. But this idea of going out and exploring and trying new things, and all the suggestions that I've got... Thanks, Bunny. All the suggestions that I get from you guys, I really appreciate, because there's so much that I've missed. And I always feel a little embarrassed whenever someone's like, oh, you must have played this. I'm like, I've never fucking heard of it. Just to give you guys an idea of where I'm coming from. And also, most of the games that I played for a good long while were on PC. Oh, will do, Bunny. Will do. Even though beer has water, and it's proven because the can said so, I'll drink some actual water. But, yeah, I really wish I could just... I've mentioned this a few times. I really wish I could just go and revisit all of the big games that I've missed over the years, and kind of catch up on that. But that's going to be something that's a work in progress. That's going to be something that takes a long time to do. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get to that point where I want to be, where I can actually say, you know what, I feel like I've caught up on all the stuff that I've missed. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But it's worthwhile. Happens to the best of us. Yeah, I suppose. I suppose it does. It's weird. I mean, every time I talk to somebody about video games, I always feel like they probably know more than I do. They've probably experienced more than I do. So I always go into a conversation with people with that in mind. And I've learned to become comfortable with just saying, I've never played it. I've never had an opportunity to experience it. Critical Drinker's most recent video queued. Is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm aware of Critical Drinker, but why is he talking about games, or is he talking about Red Sonja? Oh, okay. No, I heard about the people that were involved in making it, and that was enough for me to say I'm not interested. I have a vague idea of what Red Sonja is supposed to be about, and the type of character that she's supposed to be. And just looking at what I saw coming out from that movie just didn't seem to match it. It just seemed like another, I don't know, girl boss movie, which I'm not interested in, not in the least. Because, I mean, it's very obvious that those movies are not made for people like me. It's kind of like, to me, the third Conan movie. It's not bad, it's cheesy. Well, I could forgive a Conan movie for being cheesy. I mean, I never really thought Conan was like high art. I didn't really have super high standards for it. But the last time I saw a Conan movie, I was really young and I don't remember shit about it. Oh, damn it. I remember a while ago hearing about the idea that they were going to do a King Conan with an older Arnold Schwarzenegger playing an older Conan, and I don't understand why they didn't do that. I mean, for a while it seemed like Arnie was going to be in every single movie he can get his hands on. I think that's just the nature of some actors when they get to that point where, you know, they'll just take anything they can get. Like, look at Jamie Lee Curtis for now. I mean, as an example, she's in every fucking role she can get. And I get it. I don't begrudge actors that. I understand that it's a job. Just treat it like that. That's fine. But you just get sick of seeing the same people over and over again. Like, she was in Section 31. Why the fuck would Jamie Lee Curtis need to be in Section 31? What the hell what has she ever had to do with Star Trek? It'd be like her showing up at a Star Wars movie. In fact, or TV show. In fact, she may very well have. And I watched a show with her earlier in the year called The Sticky, which was very, very loosely based off of this very Canadian maple syrup heist that happened a couple decades ago, I think. And she's in it as a girl boss. Or, well, not really a girl boss, like a lady boss. An older lady boss. And just not believable. And I find that the more that I see Jamie Lee Curtis and stuff that doesn't seem to fit her, the more I'm really starting to feel like she's not that good of an actress. Or she's just picking projects where it doesn't matter, it's just a paycheck. That's where I have an issue. If you're going to just take a job just for the sake of getting a paycheck, and you're not giving it your all, fuck you. Because you're commanding a really big part of that movie's budget. Money that could be going to other actors, that could be going to special effects, that could be going just in general to make the movie better. You're commanding a lot of that money. And I get it, they don't necessarily, unless they're a producer, which I think she was a producer on the Sticky movie, or Sticky TV show. Unless you're a producer, you really don't have that much of a say in being cast. And even as a producer, you don't have ultimate say, or you shouldn't. I love her, but I agree completely. Yeah, I know. I feel the same way about Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal? Who's that? I've never seen a movie that he's in. I've also been in a coma for the past 20 years. I'd love to forget that guy was an actor and forget that he's been in things that I've seen, because I actually do enjoy watching him. I think he's good. Every single time I see him on screen now, there's this momentary reaction that I can't ignore. That's just, all it is just my whole body and soul is just going, ugh, this guy again. Fuck. Trading Places and True Lies, she did decent. I haven't seen Trading Places. True Lies, I love. True Lies is a great movie. Delightful movie. But I'm trying to remember, because I've seen that fairly recently. And I always do this in my mind. I'm like, could you have slotted her out with another actress and it be the same or better? And I think you could. I think you could have done that with her. I mean, it's hard to say that because that movie is a little iconic, but I think you could have swapped Jamie Lee Curtis out with, I don't know. My go-to is always swap her out with Sigourney Weaver, and is it a better movie? Or is it the same? I don't know. You tell me. I mean, we'll never know, really, because we don't have that movie. We didn't actually have her in that role, so we can't experience it. But it's always what goes in my head. It's the way I think. As long as that money doesn't go to Pedro Pascal, I'm happy. Pedro is the modern Will Ferrell. Ooh. Will Ferrell was once funny, says Loki. I think, okay, you guys might disagree with me on this, but I think, as far as being an actor goes, and I do have a little bit of experience in this, so I'm not talking completely out of my ass. I think making people laugh as an actor is the hardest thing to do. If you can make somebody laugh, you can probably make them feel pretty much any other emotion. Because I do genuinely believe that making people laugh is the hardest thing in the world, which is why I think when you take actors that are really funny, or you take comedic actors and you put them into serious roles with a serious script, they can do amazing work. Far better than I think a lot of people give them credit for. I think I've seen the one. Jamie Lee wasn't really a bad actor, but yeah, at this point she's just, definitely now she's in paycheck mode. She was in fucking Borderlands. I mean, she was good in, I think she was kind of good in, what was that movie with, what the hell is her name? She's on Star Trek Discovery. Michelle Yeoh. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. She was in that with her, and I thought she did all right in that. I thought she played a very menacing character pretty well, and that might be down to the direction as well. But yeah, I like that. I like that movie. With AI, we can in a few years put whatever actor into whatever role. You can, but it won't be the same because part of it is also the direction. And I don't know how good it's going to get. Maybe it can be reasonable, but she does all those yogurt ads. Oh, yeah. I was watching, actually, I think it was a Red Letter Media video where they were talking about Borderlands, and they introduced her as poop yogurt salesperson, Jamie Lee Curtis. Or Jamie Lynn Curtis. I think they intentionally got her name wrong. So that's what every time I see her now, that's always in my head. Poop yogurt salesperson. Will Ferrell was funny, but I never liked his ass for some reason. I didn't like him for most things either. But there's some movies where I think he's great. Talladega Nights is amazing. Well, maybe not amazing, but it was good. It was really funny. Step Brothers I never watched because I always thought I thought that was going to be a fucking joke, so I never bothered with that one. What is... Oh, The Campaign. The Campaign is really good. One of my favorite comedy movies of the last, like, I don't know, a couple decades. I can't think of her name, but she was in Star Trek 2, was the President Expanse. Tired of her frog-sounding ass. Don't think it's Michelle Yeoh. No, I was just saying Jamie Lee Curtis was in a movie with Michelle Yeoh called Everything Everywhere All at Once. And in that movie, Jamie Lee Curtis, I thought she did a good job. A Night at the Roxbury? No thanks. I never had any interest in that. Closest I ever got to enjoying a comedy movie was Army of Darkness. You not a comedy fan? Or just they don't do anything for you? Speaking of Will Ferrell, though, there is one movie that he was in where he played a serious role, and I loved 97% of that movie. Absolutely, I thought it was outstanding. And it was called Stranger Than Fiction. Had him and Tilda Swinton, I think. Maggie Gyllenhaal. I think Queen Latifah was in it for some reason. I don't know why, but she was in it. And Dustin Hoffman. How did I forget about that? It's a great movie. And the idea behind that movie, if you've never heard of it, was that it's centered around the character, I think his name was Harold, played by Will Ferrell. Very straight-laced, straight arrow. Every part of his day was regimented, down to the number of toothbrush strokes that he used when brushing his teeth. That rigid. And all of a sudden, he could hear somebody narrating his life. And it was Tilda Swinton, who was it Tilda Swinton? I'm sorry. This is going to bug me, because I always get Tilda Swinton mixed up with somebody else. Stranger Than... Oh, Emma Thompson. Fuck. It's Emma Thompson, not Tilda Swinton. Anyway, so somebody starts narrating his life, and it's the voice of a woman. So he goes to... he ends up talking to Dustin Hoffman, who's some sort of psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever. And he discovers that the person that's narrating his life is actually a real author. And the narration is telling him that he, Harold, played by Will Ferrell, is going to eventually die. So he's trying to figure out why this, like, what this narrator is talking about, how is he going to die, and all this stuff. And it's a really fucking good movie. I really dug it. And I'm going to spoil this movie for you, unless you don't want me to. So in which case, I will give you 5 seconds, or 10 seconds, to mute. Otherwise, I'm going to spoil this movie for you. Here's your countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, spoiler time. So, at the very end, at the very end of the movie, he's gone through some transformations and all this stuff, and it's like I said, I really enjoyed it. And he's waiting at a bus stop, and this kid runs out into the street to, I don't know, get a ball or something, whatever. But he steps in front of a bus in order to save this kid. And then it goes to black. And you think, holy shit, they actually killed him. This is great. And then the next scene begins, and he's in the hospital, and he's not dead. And at that point, I wanted to get the fuck up and walk out of the theater. I was so fucking pissed. Oh, I was so unbelievably disappointed that they went that route. Just kill your character. Have the fucking courage to do that. I'm still mad just thinking about it. But otherwise, like I said, 97% of the movie was just great. Shore Dashlu. Oh, I remember her. She played the voice of one of the... Oh. She was in Mass Effect 2 and maybe 3? She was one of the Quarians. She's got a very distinct voice, though. I mean, you hear her, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's that lady that sounds like she was born under a smokestack. Yeah, during the whole trial thing. Wait, was it 75? 215, 70. 215, 70, 50. Wait, 215, 70, 15 inch. Okay. Yeah, she's one of the Quarians. Yeah, man, I love that sequence in that game. See, Mass Effect 2 is a game that I owned and played the shit out of. Mass Effect 3, I think I played once. Didn't really care too much for 3. Thought the ending was poop. Well, I say the ending because all 3 endings were kind of the same. That was such a disappointment after what I thought was such an epic series to end it that way. And I know there was another, like a DLC or some edition afterwards that changed the endings a little bit. Endings make or break things for you? I don't know. They're very important to me. Very, very important to me. I wouldn't say I don't know. It's the last thing that you have to take away from whatever it is that you're watching or experiencing or playing or whatever. And I'm okay with a downbeat ending if it makes sense. If it's consistent with everything else that I've seen so far. But if you're just changing the ending for some crowd-pleasing nonsense, fuck off with that. Have the courage to see your story through the way that it should be seen through. But if you're just, oh, well, we can't kill this character because then people will be sad. Yeah, you know what? Maybe they ought to be. Maybe people need to learn how to deal with that sort of discomfort. Being sad isn't necessarily a bad thing in and of itself. Not everything needs or deserves a happy ending. So, I wouldn't say it's everything to me, but it is a big deal. I've never believed a good scene can make a bad movie good, nor can a bad scene make a good movie bad. But the ending is a little bit different, though, wouldn't you say? Endings make or break a story, says Carney. It's hard to say without having an example. I mean, if you had a specific case we could look at, and we could say, did this make or break this movie for you? I could say, because I don't want to give a blanket answer that would apply to pretty much everything, because there's nuance. And you guys might have noticed, I don't like to give concrete answers on things like what are my favorite this or what's my what thing do I prefer most or whatever, because I don't want to limit myself to just having one choice, because in reality you don't. And say that you've done it twice in the 5 minutes. I did what in the twice? What? I'm a little lost. This is the one thing that I've never enjoyed about streaming. And it's that sometimes the answers don't come in real time, so you guys answer a question or say something in response to something I said like a few minutes ago, and I've already forgotten because I'm on to the next thing. It's a me problem, I know, but statement on 2 endings. I don't know. Yeah, case by case situation, I would feel more comfortable looking at it. But I'm trying to think of a movie or a TV show that I watched where the ending wasn't good, but I still enjoyed the show on the whole. I'm gonna go stink up someone else's chat. It's been nice. Well, thanks, Cardi. It's been good having you on, man. I'll see you around, hopefully. Yeah, like, what? Oof. Sorry, I'm scratching my head trying to think of something, to think of an example. Something I've watched recently where... Okay, you know what? Actually, here's an example that I can work with. Roseanne. Because that's a show that I'm currently watching with my wife, because we both really like that show. The ending for that... Well, actually, that's not really the best example, because the ending for that show was good. Yeah, because the show kind of went off the rails after Dan had his heart attack, which was what, season 7, late season 7 or season 8. It's during Darlene's wedding, I know that. But for anybody that's not aware, and I'm going to spoil this for you, because if you haven't watched the show by now, like, what are you doing? It's a good show. I know people don't necessarily like Roseanne. What's her name now? Roseanne Barr or Roseanne Arnold, whatever. But the show itself was really good. Very grounded. Well, sort of grounded. Still some fantastical elements there. But Dan Connor, Roseanne's husband, has a heart attack at one point in the show. And he supposedly survives it. And eventually, life goes on, they win the lottery, and then the show just becomes fucking stupid. And over the top and ridiculous. And then at the very, very end of the show, Roseanne's sitting at the table with all these people surrounding her, and she's looking around at everybody, and there's this voiceover that comes over. And she's talking about all of these, her life and all of these changes that she's made to this story. And it's revealed that Dan actually did die, and that the rest of the stuff is just what she imagined for this story or whatever. I can't remember exactly what she says, but something along those lines. Now, that ending I liked. I hated the season. I hated the show after that happened, after Dan's heart attack, because it was ridiculous. It wasn't the same show that I enjoyed. But the ending I kind of liked, and it didn't really do everything it could to... I mean, what could you do at that point? How... As far as recovering from the weird-ass tangent that they went on, doing that all in the last part of one episode, I thought it was an artful job, personally. But then the Connors came out, and they retconned it again. And they brought Dan back to life again. No, I mean, I don't like endings that aren't consistent with the story. Right? And that's really, really it. I mean, that's why Game of Thrones was an example of a show that just lost all of its internal coherency, internal consistency. And I hated that show as a result. Fucking made me mad. ABC's Dinosaurs has one of the most darkest endings. Yes, that ending. I never watched that show because I thought honestly, the baby dinosaur annoyed the shit out of me. But my wife showed me the ending. She explained it to me. She's like, "Oh, didn't you know about the ending?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't care about that fucking show." She's like, No. The ending was really dark. And that just got my ears pricked up. I'm like, "Really? Tell me about this ending." And she said there's this newscaster that says you're all gonna die. Like, no, come on, you're full of shit. And it wasn't exactly like that, but close enough. Surprised the hell out of me when I watched it. What size tire do I need? Is it the same? No. 215, 75, 17? Wait, what? The rear tires are 15-inch and the front are 17? That's not right. That can't be right. Let me clear this. Actually, unintentionally, but Alf also had a very, very downbeat ending. It wasn't intentional, but he's basically he's left in the middle of a field, and all these G-men are there to capture him and bring him in. But the show was canceled after that, so that's how the show ended. Kind of fucking cool, honestly. Oh, did I put the wrong tires on? Are these actually supposed to be for the front? Or are they all supposed to be... Oh, who cares? Wait. What did I take off? So there were... I am confused as hell. I haven't been paying too much attention to what I'm doing, and that's part of the problem. That show had way too much social commentary for my taste. Dinosaurs? I really didn't pay attention to that. I just thought it was annoying. I'm confused. Well, let's just do 15. It's all the way around. Get lost in the menus. $2.15, $70, $15. Okay, and I only have one rim, I think, right? Wait, what? Oh. Maybe I need to buy the rims too. 15-inch. Okay. Yeah, too many episodes about real life stuff from the 90s. Well, good thing we don't have that problem anymore, eh? All the TV shows now are all in their own universes, and they definitely don't borrow problems from the real world. Ugh. But I guess that's what happens when you have writers that don't know how to abstract. Or don't want to. Don't know how or don't want to. Or being pressured into... I don't know. Probably a mix. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, a little bit of column C. Haven't seen a new TV show in 6 or 7 years. Non-Star Wars. Oh, of course, of course. You got to make room for amazing shows like Ahsoka and Acolyte and your favorite, Andor. Which is funny because I've heard good things about Andor, not about the other two. Did I ever ask you what your problem was with Andor? All the best. Worst stuff starts with A. Well, at least they're consistent. Oh, wait. That outer tie rod was not new. I only want new parts for this. Buy a bunch of them. I can't really recommend any new shows for you to watch because your tastes are a little all over the place. I don't really feel like I have a beat on what you're gonna like and what you're not gonna like. Andor is full of stuff you don't like to talk about on here, picking U.S. political sides and dressing it up with Star Wars paint. Is that what it's about? I have no idea. I mean, I'd have to watch it to make a judgment for myself, and I do not want to. Because when Star Wars was bought by Disney, I checked out at that point and then and there. I mean, I was never really that big of a Star Wars fan to begin with. I thought it was okay. It was fine. But at that point, immediately, I'm like, this is no longer Star Wars. And I'm not going to assume that it is. If they want my time, if they want my attention, they'll need to prove it to me. And they have failed to do that. Here's a barometer for shows I liked. Mentalist, Leverage, Breaking Bad, Elementary, Castle. Huh. Yeah, I got nothing. I have no recommendations. Wait, did I balance both of these? Oh, I didn't take it off. So Castle was more of a... Was that a police procedural or a little bit different than that? Because I caught a couple of episodes of that, and even though it had Nathan Fillion in it, I thought it was okay. Breaking Bad I watched the first season of, and that was good for me. I didn't really need to watch any more. I didn't want to watch any more. It didn't grip me. Mentalist was similar to Castle, wasn't it? Actually, those three shows, I've never heard of Leverage, but Mentalist, Elementary, and Castle I felt like were kind of similar. Wasn't Elementary basically a modern Sherlock Holmes? I think I remember seeing commercials for that. Thought, that looks like something I wouldn't enjoy. Okay. Yeah, I don't watch much modern TV. Most of the stuff I watch is just old crap. Occasionally, a good show will come across my lap. Someone recommended Landman to me, and I thought, I'll check that out. And I really enjoyed it. Not so much for the accuracy of what it's like to work in the oil fields, because I have no experience with that. But I look at it from the point of view of, do I believe these actors? I understand the situation that the story is putting them in, that the script is putting them into. Do I believe that they are responding in a way that is consistent with how the character that's been developed would respond? And I feel like, yes, I actually thought that the acting was very, very good, which I can't say for most shows. Okay, I think we're good for suspension. Did we miss any bits? I don't know, we probably did, because I'm not paying as much attention to this as I should. Sorry, Bunny. This car is for you, and I'm doing a half-assed job. Don't watch modern TV, because I'd rather play a game. An unknown versus unknown. There's a lot of unknowns with games, though. A hell of a lot, especially in 2025. Don't worry, I'll make sure it runs. Alright, engine's in. Say goodbye to you. Now all the stuff I hate to do, which is all the electronics and the fluids and all that other stuff. Oh, and the exhaust. Well, exhaust isn't too bad. My barometer for games is way worse. This, it's not a good or bad thing. It's just your preference. I mean, you like what you like, and you're not a. The thing I like about you is that you're not quiet about it. If you don't like something, you can articulate exactly why you don't like it, which I respect. It's a lot better than just saying, "Oh, the graphics are bad," or to Gooner game or blah 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 blah. Some of these, so many people just want to parrot somebody else's ideas of something, and I respect the people that just say what does or doesn't appeal to them on a personal level, without having to check with their puppet master. It just seems too rare nowadays. I get it. I get it to a point. It's not easy to just say, this is how I feel about this. I don't give a shit what you think. I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks. This is what I think. It's not that easy to do. It's easier for some people than others. And it's not really helped by the fact that it seems like you are not allowed to disagree in some people's eyes. Tiny, tiny, insecure people that just can't take anybody else not parroting their point of view. Insecure people. It comes from doing the podcast over the years. Had to learn how to explain myself. It's a skill. It's an underrated skill. Because if you're not good at it, and if you happen to be the insecure type, you can get railroaded. And just end up agreeing because it's easier to agree with somebody than to find the words to stand your own ground. There we go. Got a radiator. Do we need a fan? No, we don't. Excellent. That's one of the things that's given me a little bit of pause with trying to do my own podcast with guests and stuff like that. Well, there's a few different reasons why I have a little bit of the yips when I think about it, because it's easy to do things when you're just working on your own, right? You don't have to worry about a guest so much. Your opinion is your opinion. You don't really have to answer to anybody too much. I mean, yeah, you do have people in chat, but it's not really the same. But when you're talking in real time to somebody else, bit of a different story. And it's a different thing when you're talking to people that you know versus guests that you're having on. And I always envisioned if I had a podcast of any kind that I would have regular guests on, because I like to talk to people. I like interviewing people. Typing in chat is a slow conversation. Slow, yeah, frustrating. For both sides, too, in a way. Because you can type one message, and I can say a whole lot more in the same amount of time. Not only that, but the power dynamics of this type of conversation. I mean, sure, you can leave, but if I don't like what you're saying, I could, in theory, just remove you from the conversation. I would never do that for somebody that I just didn't agree with. If somebody was being abusive, that's another story. But it's just, there's always these things that you have to worry about that I've never really had to worry about before. And I said before, like I'm hoping that one day that my skill and ability lives up to my ambition, and I do mean that, because there's a lot of things I want to do. But I actually did get a tiny little bit of potential good news today, which might mean that I may maybe able to actually see some of what I want to do through. Maybe. It's a big maybe, and I don't want to say any more than that because I'm worried I might jinx it. But it's the first little bit of good news I've had in a long fucking time. Too fucking long. Just hope it doesn't get ripped away from me. I'm not going to say anything more than that for now. But I'm forgetting something. This is supposed to be a bit of a Q&A. So if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to ask. My two friends and I started the podcast in 2014. You keep going, and if you keep enjoying it, eventually others will hear you. That was my belief going into this. Is that I'm going to try to be as authentic as I can be. I'm going to be, because I don't think doing this while playing a character is sustainable. I think you have to try to be as close to who you really are as a person as you possibly can. I mean, I can act. I've done it before. I can do it again. But it's always this veneer that you have to put on. And it always slips. Inevitably, it slips. And there's not a whole hell of a lot you can do about it. Nobody is that good that they can act all the time. Why did you start streaming in the first place? Ooh. That's a good one. The reason I started streaming in the first place was because I was growing more and more disenchanted with the state of the gaming industry. From my own experience, from playing games where I spent good money and I was horribly, horribly disappointed, and just seeing the secondhand accounts of other people that were disappointed with games being launched and not living up to the hype, not living up to the expectations, not living up to the amount of good money that they were putting into it. And I've said this before on one of like the first videos that I published on my channel. I do not like seeing anybody getting scammed or screwed. It pisses me off. Even if it's not happening directly to me, I just fucking hate seeing it. So I thought, there's alternatives out there. There's alternatives to the state of the gaming industry as it is right now. You can either go back by playing older games, maybe generations of games that you missed out on. Because I mentioned before, I've missed out completely on the PS3 generation. And I thought maybe at some point, if I have the tools to stream PS3 games and a PS3 console, I'll revisit that. So that's another idea that I've had sort of in the back of my head. Sorry, I'm kind of, I lost where I was. But you can also, yeah, I remember now. You can go back and play older games as an alternative, or find alternatives to newer games that are coming out, not AAA, single A, double A, indie games. And I started playing indie game demos just to get a good idea of what was out there, and really enjoyed the experience. I really liked some of the first early indie game demos that I played. Well, some of them weren't great, but I can't remember some of the earlier ones that I played, but there's one called Ovis Loop, and it's a roguelite. Originally it was called Standalone, where you play as a sheep with a giant ass like cloud sword, right, from FF7. And it was such a fun game that just completely surprised me that I thought, okay, well, there's more here. Played the Megacopter demo and fell in love with that. I played all these great demos, and I just thought, okay, there's really something here. And I want to share this with people so that they have an alternative to just being frustrated at the situation that they're in. You know, you don't have to just continue to take all of the shit that is being shoveled down your throat. You have the choice. You have your wallet, and you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. You don't have to take this. I don't think the solution is to just rail against AAA and just get mad at them. I think the alternative is to just quietly walk away. Quietly walk away and go spend your money on a developer that is happy for your business and shows that they're happy for your business by making a good product. That's why. So that's why I decided I'm going to do retro and indie. Anything but AAA. Because there are alternatives. It is plausible to be a happy gamer without spending money on big budget crap. I hope that answers your question. Says in wrestling, you are exactly who you are. And believe it or not, Beerus, that actually took a lot of effort. Remember how I was talking earlier about, the whole playing the character thing? That's because that's what I used to do. I used to be that guy. I used to be the person in the situation that I thought I needed to be. I was never myself because I learned very, very early on as a young man that being myself was a bad idea. A terrible idea because it was not appreciated by any of the people around me. Family, schoolmates, whatever. This is the big resounding message that I got from everybody in my life, and that's not an exaggeration, was be somebody else. We don't like you. So it took a long time to more or less be comfortable with who I am. Would you ever cosplay as Captain Picard or Captain Kirk and Captain Picard at the same time? That would be interesting. No, I'm not. I respect cosplayers. I realize that a lot of the good ones, put a lot of work into what they do, and I have a lot of respect for them, but it's just not for me to do. But if you're going to ask me who I think is the better captain, let me finish watching the original series first. I grew up watching Captain Picard on TNG, and I loved Captain Picard. But I'm still watching through the original series for the first time, I'm embarrassed to say. And Kirk is growing on me. He really, really is. I definitely see the appeal. Is Inky the official Nossig mascot? I don't know. Let me ask him. Oh, never mind. He's not here. He walked away and I didn't even realize it. Someone wanted me to ask you, do you intend on playing games from NES, SNES, Sega, Genesis, Game Boy on stream? Well, I did play a couple of NES games, The Immortal being one of them, but that was because I wanted to get that one off of my backlog, because that was on my backlog for the longest time. But there's a couple of Sega games I wanted to play. I remember trying Echo the Dolphin and not really realizing that there was more to the game, and there was this whole plot about like aliens and shit. So I'm really kind of curious about that, because I remember playing it, and even as a kid I thought, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in this game, but this is a gorgeous game. I really like it. It's fun. But I didn't have a Sega growing up and never really got to play one. So there's another generation of games that I missed out on. So absolutely. It's all on the table. What's a great retro game memory from your childhood that still resonates in your mind to this day? Nobody's going to believe this. Nobody's going to believe me. But I've mentioned a few times, like one of the games I played the shit out of as a kid was RC Pro-Am. And you guys probably know what it is. You've probably heard of it. You've probably seen it by now. But it was this crappy little racing game where you controlled this you start off as a truck, and then you switch to what looks like a Jeep Grand Cherokee. And then eventually you get the off-road racer, which is basically just a sports car. I don't know why it was called an off-road racer, because it never fucking went off-road. And it was one of those games, it was like a Radiant game, where it just kept getting, I don't know if Radiant is the right term for this, but there was these types of NES games where they never ended. They just got a little bit harder, a little bit harder, a little bit harder. Like Gauntlet, for example. The game doesn't end. It just continues on until you give up or you lose. And there were 32? 32 levels in RC Pro-Am, I believe. Because I think on the box it said 32 levels. Something. Let me look it up. Hang on. But after that, the game never stopped. It just kept going. Let me find the box art. Yeah, 32 tracks of racing thrills. It says right on the box, right under RC Pro-Am. Well, there's actually, it would just loop them over and over again. So level 33 would be the very first level over again. But you would retain all of your, you would still have the same car, and you would have all of your weapons. Because with that game, you either had forward-facing missiles or you had rear bombs. You could only have one at a time, though. And if you picked up missiles, then automatically you now had missiles. All of your weapons were missiles. And if you picked up a bomb, then all of your weapons were bombs. So, where was I going with this? Yeah, so what I did, because I'd already played this game a ton, and one summer day, remember it being a gorgeous day outside, and I was inside playing this stupid fucking game. I determined, I said to myself, I'm going to play this as long as I can. I want to go as far as I possibly can in this game. So I didn't use any of my weapons, because there was this weird little quirk with that game, and it always seemed different depending on who I talked to, where one of the cars would just fuck off and go crazy and just go super fast. In my game, it was the sort of orangish beige looking car. That guy, if you shot too many of the other cars, that guy would just be like, okay, fine, fuck you. And he would just fly off the track and just be so fast, you could not catch him. He would lap you. And I thought, what the fuck? That's weird. But I realized that that only happened when you kept shooting people. So I kept all of my weapons, all of my ammunition, until I absolutely needed it. Until I was at the point where all of the other cars were just faster than I was. And I was good at that game. I could win most rounds without shooting anybody. But it got to a point where all you could do to survive and not lose was just shoot the other guys. And I actually, with conserving my ammo, made it to level 89 in that game. Before I ran, and the only reason I didn't make it any further is because I ran out of ammunition. And at that point, everybody was so much faster than I was, and you just had to watch yourself lose. It's such a weird memory, and I don't talk about it because I don't think anybody would give a shit. But that's it. That's my weird gaming memory. I remember telling my brother about that. He's like, I told him, like, I made it to level 89. He's like, okay. And after that, I'm just going to keep this to myself. Nobody seems to care. Which was the best currency for arcade games, quarters or tokens? Quarters. Yes, Loki said exactly what I'm thinking. Tokens are a scam because you can't control the price of tokens. That's completely out of your hands. Not only that, but tokens weren't usable for anything else outside of the arcade, or that particular arcade anyway. So if your parents pulled you away because they were done doing whatever the fuck that they were doing in the mall, and you still had tokens left, the only way that you could use them is to go back to that very same arcade, which was bullshit. People can't appreciate the real NOS. They're lost and they suck. Well, I mean, I don't think they... I don't know if I've shared this before, but I've been estranged from my family of origin for over 10 years. Yeah, it's been 10 years this year. It was kind of a mutual thing. I stopped talking to them, and they didn't care. And that's fine by me. We're all the better for it, I'm sure. Oh, no, what the fuck? Shock absorbers. That's what I need. Tokens are definitely a scam. Yep. What's a Canadian stereotype that is actually true? Ooh. I can't really say if this is, I don't know. We do say sorry a lot. And we do like hockey, generally speaking. I don't care for it so much. I mean, I like hockey. I just don't really care for the NHL. Other than that, our beer is really good. Not the mainstream stuff that you get at like the beer store or the LCBO or whatever. Well, I mean, LCBO has craft beer, which is what I'm drinking right now, and it is excellent. Actually, I had a second beer here that I wasn't sure if I would be able to get to. It's probably a good thing that I won't be. But it's not a Canadian beer. This is a Belgian Trappist beer, which if you've never had a beer made by Trappist monks, you are missing out, my friend. Go get one, because they're always strong and they're always delicious. This one in particular is, where's the percentage on this guy? This one's actually stronger than the beer I'm drinking right now. The one I have right now is 10.3%, and this is 11.3? Holy shit. Yeah. The Trappist beer that I've got here sitting in my makeshift ice bucket is 11.3%, and it does not taste like it. You would think, oh, a beer that's that strong must taste like shit. And there are some. There are some Canadian beers that are that strong that taste like shit. There's one from Quebec I remember having called Maudite. Ugh. Ugh. It's like 9%, but it tastes like it should be 40. It's fucking horrendous. I have a replacement gas tank? No. Did I miss any questions? Okay, that's a good story. Oh, my RC Pro-Am story. Oh, well, thanks. I was about to send off that comment, but no, I'm just gonna. I'll say thank you. Wait, what am I looking for? Oh, fuel pump. There. Yeah, so that little bit of good news that I got today, I'm going to just hold on to that chestnut and just pray that it actually comes true. Because then I'll be able to put some more effort back into what I was originally seeking to do, which is playing games, writing about them, editing them, and talking to people about them. I'd had in my mind a while ago that I wanted to interview indie developers. I still want to do that. Because I enjoy talking to people and finding out what their reasons are for doing things. Just in general. I like trying to piece together why people do some things that they do, especially the things that they do that I don't understand or I can't necessarily appreciate. I just want to know, like, what were you thinking? What led you to doing this weird thing that you're doing? Is there something that you know that I don't know? That's always a possibility. Did a few weeks ago with that monster catching game. Yeah, well, by the time I finally realized that the person that was in chat was the developer, because he didn't introduce himself, it was like an hour and 45 minutes into the stream before I realized, oh shit, this is the guy that originally emailed me about this game. Hell, just the fact that somebody reached out and said, hey, we'd like you to play our game was incredibly flattering. What's the English word for the term for it? I was chuffed. Is that what you guys say? We gotta fix the body work on this. Yes? Oh, it is. Okay, good. I want to make sure I get that right. I don't want to sound like an idiot. Did I do the internals? Can't remember. No. We got to replace the interior. Right, proper chuffed. You know who I miss? I haven't talked to in a while, a good long while. Scotty. Wonder how that guy's been. Miss that guy. Because I know for a while he was creating his own content, and then I don't know. He just seems to have dropped off. I hope everything's all right. Can I do an English accent? I don't wanna do an English accent with Bunny here. I'd feel embarrassed. And I mean, what kind of English accent? There's so many. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm in a lot of pain and trying to get comfortable. No need to apologize. No, don't worry about it. I mean, if I had to deal with what you had to deal with, I wouldn't apologize to anybody for anything. I'm like, fuck all y'all. I keep going to the wrong spot. We want interiors. That's where we want to go. And we need a bench. Bench CUDA. Bench CUDA. There it is. And the steering wheel. I can't do that. I like you guys. Oh, well, I mean, if you can't tell the people that you love that they need to fuck off, do you really like them? It's funny, a lot of the people that I considered best friends in my life started off not liking me. And I don't know, for some reason or another, I slowly won them over or whatever. I don't know. Wasn't trying to. It's just, I've had people tell me that a lot. It's like, at first I didn't like you. Like, oh, okay. Well, it's good to know that you wised up. Or it's good to know that you can admit that you're wrong. I'm going to ask you guys a question now. One of the recent changes that I made was adding in the questions of the day, which personally I've enjoyed because it's fun. It's fun to get your guys' opinion on things. Even if I don't agree with them, I still like to hear where you guys are coming from, because maybe, again, I say this again, sometimes you guys have thought of things from a point of view that I wouldn't have considered. How do you guys like those? Are you a fan? Do you want me to continue? Want me to stop? What do you guys think? I'm not saying I'll commit to it, either way, but I just want to know your opinion. Like it because it's good engagement between viewer and streamer. I agree. I'm guessing that Loki's gonna like it just because he likes telling people what his opinions are. But I'll wait for him to answer. Far be it from me to speak on his behalf. Okay. What have we missed? Front bumper and license plates. How do you get to the front bumper? Oh, it's this little chrome strip. Okay. Beerus loves the questions of the day. Excellent. I like hearing that. I don't know why I started doing it. I just thought this could be fun. Could spice it up a little bit. I have a bunch that are kind of queued up, ready to go for whenever. So I'm not going to run out of those anytime soon. And some of them, honestly, are just kind of ridiculous. They're like, what's the best kind of cake? What's the best flavor of... What's the best cake you've ever had? Something like that. Or what's the best flavor of ice cream? Not sometimes they're just nothing to do with gaming. It's just something that everybody kind of has in common, because I'm assuming all of my viewers have had cake or ice cream at least once in their lives. If not, that would really be a damn shame. I think we've got everything. Fluids, all in. Oh shit, we didn't put oil in this engine. Where do we put the oil? Oh, there it goes. Oh, fuck. This is one of those engines where you have to take off the air filter and the base just to get to the oil. Bad design. Drink up, pal. That'll be enough. I try to stray away from questions that are kind of loaded or a little controversial. I figure things like any opinion-based questions are, and related to gaming, a little safer. I don't know. Whatever the question is, I think it's a good thing to do. All right, then I will carry forward with it. Now we need to check this thing's alignment. I know, I apologize for the inconsistencies with Friday streams. That just seems to be the stream that gets fucked with the most as far as whether or not I have time to do anything. My aim was to have 3 streams and possibly extend the amount of hours that I could commit to it, because compared to other streamers, mine are a little bit on the my hours are a little bit on the low side. Some people are streaming like 4 to 6 hours a day. Like, how do you people have time for that? Not how do you do it. I don't know if I could do that. I think I did a 3-hour stream once, and I was like, this feels long. It just felt long to me. But that's because that was the longest one I'd ever done. I'd probably get used to it over time. Now, let's see how much more horsepower we've gotten out of this thing. Factory's 425. Let's see. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Is always a great one if you want people to be animated. Holy crap. Yeah, I'll have to save that one for when I'm in a particularly snarky mood. What's a question I could ask that's going to piss people off? I know, I'll talk about pineapple on pizza. $756 horsepower. Ho, 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 ho. All right. There you go. And what do you think of the color, Bun? Do you want to keep it green, or do you want to change it to something else? This is a nice looking car. God, and one of these must be fun as hell to drive. That's one thing I've thought about doing, is going to, I think, Bunny, you and I talked about this a little bit before. I was thinking about going to like a performance track and just getting some specialized driver training to be able to drive one of these like they do in the movies. That'd be fun. Oh, man. You like it as is? Then we will keep it like this. And I will keep this one in the garage as sort of a showpiece for now. There we go. Ain't she pretty? I do this because my mechanic actually has this. I don't know what car it is, but it's this older little red sports car. He's got on one, because I think his garage has 3 lifts. And one of them is off in the back a little bit more. And he's got this little red sports car on it permanently every single time I go in there. Never working on it. I think it's there to show off. But for anybody that's wondering, I do like pineapple on pizza. It's not my favorite ingredient, and I don't like it with everything. But every once in a while, it's okay. It's not even one of my top choices. But if somebody's got pineapple on pizza, I'm not going to like flip the fucking table over and walk out of the house. The way that some people carry on about pineapple on pizza, you think that's how they act. I really hope that's not the case. But let's see, because I got a bunch of other cars, and I'm not going to have time to work on them now. Another retro car. This thing is... This does need fixing. Oh yeah, let's bring this to the garage. Where'd it go? I can't stand it, but it's a texture thing, not a flavor thing. I get that. Where do you stand on coconut, out of curiosity? Oh, I don't want to paint it. I want to wash it first. Because, and the reason I ask that is because I've heard people say when they're complaining, when they have an issue with textures of foods, coconut is commonly one of the ones that they're just like, I can't stand it. I like the taste of coconut, but I hate the texture of it. Really? Huh. Loki says, I've never had pineapple on pizza because I live in Texas and they would frown upon that sort of thing. Well, what does a Texan have on their pizza? Are there like common regional ingredients? I know there's some parts of the states that put corn on pizza, which sounds weird, but I'd be willing to try it. The same with onion. Love the flavor, hate the texture. What is it about? What do they have in common, onion and pineapple? That they're kind of like, they're kind of grainy. They're juicy but grainy. Is that what it is? Is that graininess? Haven't had one in ages, but I used to love the Supreme with everything. What does a Supreme pizza have? We're not going to really be able to get far with this thing, but let's take off the body parts. I got this from a junkyard, so there's usually very little usable parts from the junkyard in this game. Kind of, yeah, it's awful, but the flavor of them is so good. I love onions. Probably more than the average person does. I fucking love onions. It is my favorite vegetable. I find it incredibly versatile because you can saute them and it completely transforms the flavor, or you can keep them raw and it gives that nice sharp bite to things. You never know when, I mean, whenever I'm eating something that ordinarily has onions in it and they're taken out, I really miss it. I really miss that depth of flavor that they bring. You're asking me favorite 3 toppings for pizza. Ooh. Let me think. This is a good question. Shit. Oh, man. Oh, for everyone? Okay. Yeah, I suppose everyone can answer this. Loki's answer is meat. That's good. Inky hates that I love... No, he doesn't give a shit. Three favorite toppings. Oh, man, this is hard. Because I have a lot of favorite toppings. I like a... Okay. I kind of like... I like your traditional pizza, which... your deluxe, which has pepperoni, green pepper, and mushrooms. If there's a fourth, then I will add onions. But onions are not necessary for that kind of pizza. But I do like a good deluxe pizza. That's less about the individual ingredients and more about what they all do together as a team. I'm curious to see what everybody else says. I'm going to have to close this off in a bit, but I want this. I'd like to see answers from everybody else. I mean, Loki, I don't know if your answer is what does a Texan have on pizza, because I asked that earlier. I don't know if your response was that, or if that is your 3 favorite toppings is just meat. Meat, and more meat. I don't dig meat lovers pizzas. Generally speaking, I find that they're too. It's not a good balance to me. Anyway. Oh man, everything is rusted on this thing. Oof. Yeah, 3 kinds of meat: pepperoni, sausage, and Canadian bacon / ham. Okay. Fair. Good meat lovers pizza. Beerus, what about you? You guys ever tried anchovies on pizza? It's actually not bad. It's pretty good. If you have a cat, they like it too. There you are. Hello to you too, sir. And not really a thing here. Nah, fair enough. Mine are mushrooms, smoked bacon, naga sauce. What the hell is that? Never heard of that. Naga sauce. Range of hot sauces featuring the Naga Halokia chili, also known as the ghost pepper, renowned for its extreme heat. Oh. Exceptionally high with 250,000 Scoville units? Can you actually, is there a pizzeria that you can order that from, or is that just what you put on yourself? Damn. That is some hot shit. What's really crazy is around here, for some reason, my neighborhood, we have a lot of mom and pop shops that make their own hot sauce. So we'll have like festivals every once in a while, and a lot of the sauces, a lot of the vendors that are selling like hot sauces are from like pretty much within my neighborhood. It's kind of nuts. So I could theoretically just go down the street, knock on someone's door, and just buy some hot sauce. And it's all usually pretty good, too. a little hot. Oh, little. There isn't one that uses Naga, unfortunately. I use my own. Do you make your own hot sauce? Really? That is so cool. I had a friend of mine who's from, where's he from? Trinidad. He makes his own. It's not super hot, but it has this delicious flavor to it. It's a little bit fruity. It's got this nice amount of heat, and it's got a good deep flavor to it. I don't know how he makes them, but I love every single time I get a hold of a jar of his hot sauce. Because I mean, you can get hot sauce that's super fucking hot, but I like mine to taste good too. I don't want to just taste fire. You make a lot of your own sauce. Oh, we got to talk about that another day, because I have so many questions. I'm curious, but that's going to make this stream go a lot longer than I can afford right now. I am heat alone is boring. Yeah, of course, I agree with you 100%. Gotta have flavor. Well, guys, I'm going to cap it off here. This was more of a disorganized mess than I wanted it to be. We had trailers that I wanted to look at. We only got through some of them. And a large portion of this, we all collectively forgot that this was supposed to be a Q&A. And that's okay. I still had a blast like I always do with you guys. But thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you for being just such wonderful regulars on here. It's really made me want to continue doing this. By the by, this is what I really want more of from your channel, talking back and forth. Cool. So do I. I never really wanted to be the type of streamer that just talks at people. I prefer conversation than dictation. So yeah, I'll keep doing that. As long as what you guys are hoping for aligns with what I want to do, then we'll all be happy. So I want to really thank you guys for also helping to shape things in your own way, either by recommendations on what to play or how to defeat a certain enemy type, or in Loki's case, how I'm wrong. You've all contributed in your own way. And more than just you guys, there's also a bunch of people that aren't here right now that I would really want to thank, and I want to take some time to thank them right now. Everybody from the casual consumer crew. Those people really helped me feel welcome in a space that I was new in. And I can never thank them enough for that. Those people are part of this whole family that I'm privileged to be a part of. And there's also been some newer people that have come along lately too, like Oz, for example, and Mr. Carney, who was here earlier. And also, there's another person I wanted to mention. I haven't seen her in a while, but Yuga Nina, who was one of the first regulars that I had on here when I first started out, and she's it's been a while since I've seen her. But when you're streaming to nobody and somebody comes in and just wants to talk to you, it's the greatest thing in the world. And early on in my streaming career, she was one of those people. And we talked about all sorts of things, and I kind of miss her. I hope she's doing well. I know she's working a lot, and I know she's got a lot going on, but still, hope to see her soon someday. Oh, sorry, what are you guys saying? Great stream, congratulations. This was fun. Good, I'm glad. I always try to make sure that you guys are having fun. I agree with that. This is great, honestly. Excellent. Thank you for giving us a place to gather and hang out that's fun and entertaining. You have no idea how much that means to me to hear. That is ultimately what I want to create. I want to create a space where people just talk casually about games. Nobody's trying to antagonize anybody else. It's just a fun place to hang out. That's the idea that I had in my head. Kind of like a bar, or a bar or a lounge. You just go and hang out, talk to people, have a good time, have a drink, relax, and play some fun-ass games. Ultimately, that's what we're all here for. Thank you for reading my jokes slash vitriol out loud. You're welcome, sir, and I will continue to do so. I might even deploy some funny voices every single time I have to read something that Loki says. Like, thank you for reading my jokes slash vitriol out loud. I could do that for you. I could do the Aaliyah voice for you if you prefer, because I know you like that one more. Because I know you're such a big fan of those later Mega Man X games, right? I will internet punch you. Oh, that's a threat. That's a ban. Isn't that right? Threatening the streamer? I think that's a bannable offense. I'll have to dwell on that one. In Minecraft. Oh God, I hate that that's a fucking thing. Anyway, I really feel like I could talk here for a few more hours with you guys, but unfortunately, duty calls. I've got another obligation to get to. So thanks again for being here. You guys are the best. I've had a blast. This whole time that I've been streaming, I feel like I've had a blast. There's been off days here and there, but you guys are really the reason why I want to continue doing this. So thank you, really, sincerely. I deeply appreciate it. And for anybody else, thank you for being here as well. You don't always have to say something, but if you ever feel like you want to speak up, this is as safe a place as you're going to find to do it. So don't be afraid to, but if you don't want to, always cool with me. I'm a pretty talkative guy, and there's times where I just don't feel like saying a whole hell of a lot. Totally fair, totally fine. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Bunny is a mod. I can't believe I forgot about that. That was like months ago. Shit. Anyway, I haven't had to rely on the services of a mod yet. But it's good to know, because Bunny's always taking care of me anyway. So, anyway, this is one of those long goodbyes, and I know some people don't like that. I'm just going to say, go play some fun-ass games this weekend, because you've earned it. Whatever. I'm sure you have. Go find some time and just relax. And I'll see you guys back on Monday for some more Mega Man X7. And that's going to be, well, it'll be a game of all time. That's about as much as I can say, because I finally realized that everybody that's spoken negatively about X7 has been right on the money. God. But that's Monday's problem. Go have fun, and I'll see you guys back here on Monday. Good night, everybody. Take care.